Hey guys, Chef here with Ghost Knight Gaming, and hey, I know we haven't done anything like this in a little while, but I figured, why don't we talk a little bit more about Stardew Valley? One, because I've been wanting to play some more Stardew Valley in the last little while, but also, I want to do another 5 things. We're going to do it a little bit differently this time. It's not going to be 5 things I learned, but this is going to be 5 ways to make money on your farm. So if you're looking for a way to earn that extra gold to buy that upgrade you've been waiting on, or to pick up those little fancy doodads that you've been wanting to get for the farm, these are a couple of ways to do that in varying degrees of success, or to mix and match depending on what you want to do with your farm, or it's something to give one of your farm mates to do if you're over playing on co-op. So let's take a look at our 5 options. Okay, so before I begin showing you guys all the ways that I know to make money in Stardew Valley, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme video. This is not going to earn you hundreds of thousands or millions of gold in a very short period of time. This is not Stardew Valley MLM. This is just me showing you the different ways that I've used on my farm to be able to earn a decent amount of money, and what I did to kind of streamline certain elements of what I earn. So first thing, always, I'm going to give a bit of advice. Check out the TV as often as you can. You can get new recipes, you can learn about different other crafting things, all that kind of stuff. You know, make sure you spend some time with your spouse if you're in that at that point in the game. But one of the things we're going to look at is just a lot of different ways, and you can see my farm is a little bit of chaos right now, but there's a lot of different things. So, first method, farming. This is kind of the obvious one. It's Stardew Valley. We're kind of, you know, just kind of stating the obvious here, but farming can be a great way to earn money, and it's probably going to be your primary way of earning a little bit of capital early on in the game, because a lot of the other stuff that I'm going to list here takes considerable planning ahead, generally, to get it going to where you want it to. Obviously, farming is going to be one of the more time-consuming, depending on how large your farm is. As you can see, I've got a lot of land set aside for farming, and in the early stages, until you get access to the sprinklers of various strengths and varieties, you're going to have to spend a lot of time watering and replanting and everything like that. So one way that you can make things a little bit easier for yourself as you progress, obviously get to the point where you can get sprinklers. That's going to save you a ton of time. Get those sprinklers and you'll be good to go. The other thing you're going to want to take a look at is the type of things that you're growing. Now, some crops are worth a ton of money. Pumpkins and that kind of thing. However, you're going to spend a lot of time on maintenance and getting those going. However, there are certain types of plants you can grow that will earn you a decent amount of money, but also require less maintenance. So, as you saw, I was collecting all my corn. That's why that's the only crop I have growing right now. Corn is a great one, because you plant it, once it's ready to go, it just keeps producing, and it actually lasts for 2 seasons. So it's both summer and fall, so it's something you can set up at the beginning of summer, and you're going to be able to collect from that all through those seasons. Any plant that you can get that does that, so beans is another good one, coffee beans are another one. Coffee beans you can plant in spring and summer. They're hard to get early on in the game, so you may not have them when you start, but once you do have them, coffee beans are great. They produce multiple when they grow. They grow relatively quickly, and they last through spring and summer. And they can be used to produce coffee. Once you have access to kegs, they can be used to make coffee. Coffee earns a fair bit of gold. It's 150 gold for per coffee that you produce. It does take 5 coffee beans. However, you're producing a lot of coffee in a short period of time. Once you have access to the greenhouse later on, either through the multiple paths for the community challenge, you can get a lot of coffee, produce a lot of coffee, and make a lot of money off of that, or any other perpetual kind of plant like that. There's ones that grow in every season that has something like that, so you definitely want to take a look at those for your farming. Now on to our second method of earning money in Stardew Valley. So another way to earn money in Stardew Valley is by mining. This one is pretty straightforward. Once again, it's one of the earlier ones that you can get access to pretty much right off the hop when you start the game. You'll be able to have access to the mine. You are going to have to take time to explore your way down, but as you get going, you're going to find ores, you're going to find monsters to fight, and there's going to be a lot of ways to earn various things, whether it's materials. Now you're going to be using a lot of this stuff to improve the tools that you already have, and you're going to use it to sell or craft items. There's a lot of things to find out here, plus there's the monsters to fight. There is a little bit of prep going into mining, because you're going to need to upgrade your mining pick as soon as you're able to. It's a good idea to start upgrading it. You are going to have to take into account there's a lot of monsters and enemies to fight below, so having access to food is a good thing. You might either be buying it or whatever. But this is actually probably the closest thing I can say to you can earn a lot of money really quickly in a very short period of time by using the mining. Obviously, especially once your mining skill starts upgrading and you take things like miner, which gives you additional ore, and your metal bars being worth more. I was doing a run where I was doing the Jojo Mart Community Center story arc, the not so nice guys, and the whole about that one is about earning gold to buy the different upgrades that you can get for Stardew Valley. I earned well over 135,000, which is to upgrade everything for that challenge, you need 135,000 gold. I did that by the end of summer of year 1. So that means, and before the end, I think I was in day 16 of summer when I actually completed that. And that takes into account I did do some upgrading, I had to buy food, and I did know other things other than mining. I just mined the whole time. So 28 days for spring, and then another 16 days, and I was able to complete that challenge within the span of that time. So earning probably close to about 150,000 gold. Which, I'll tell you now, when you're in the early game, that is a lot over the course of less than half of a game year, just mining. Because all you're going to do is you're going to go into the mine, you're going to dig up what you can. Once you get to the point where you can start fighting dust mites, you're going to want to fight as many of those as you can, because they drop coal more often than not. Add on top of that, if you guys start smelting, and the big thing is process your ores, turn them into to bars to sell them, and you just keep selling. You keep what you need for upgrading and some of the crafting you may need to do. Create as many furnaces as you can, and you just go to town. It's absolutely great. It earns you a ton of money, and it's actually pretty quick, but it is also very time consuming. It's what you're going to spend all of your day doing if you want to focus on just that. It is probably the second most involved method of making money compared to farming. Let's take a look at another method. Alright, so our next method of earning money in Stardew Valley is ranching. This one is going to take a little bit to get started up, because you need enough materials and money to be able to start building your farmhouses, your ranches, your coops, your barns, and that kind of stuff to start getting your farms going. As you upgrade them as well, they need more upgrades. You may end up needing to do other things to get to the point where you can focus on ranching. Though, if you want a quick way to do that, just focus on mining for the first bit, clearing out your farm to make space for it, and you could have a very large, dedicated ranch on your farm if you really want to. The variety of animals give you a variety of materials, and the way that you're going to earn the most money from your farm animals is actually via processing whatever they have you whatever they produce. They're raw, you can earn a bit of money here and there, but in the end, processing it into things like mayonnaise with the eggs, into cheese with your milk, and into cloth with your wool gives you a lot more money overall, and it's something that in a lot of cases you'll be able to get almost every day. You're more likely to get eggs and stuff every day, but some of the other stuff may take time. Of course, upgrading your barns and coops is going to be essential for them to run their most efficient, and having a storage bin so you can put hay in, will be there. This one it doesn't take as much of your day, especially once you get to the point where you can upgrade. As you can see here, I've got this little device here, and this will actually collect eggs every day from my... it'll also actually, if you go into your barns, it will also collect everything that they produce as well, except for truffles. Truffles you'll have to still grab yourself. But if you go in, check out your farm. Also, do try to chat with your animals to build up their relationship. So you can see these guys I haven't spent nearly enough time with. And set up automated so that all of it's ready to go. And if you check in here, I've got a lot of stuff I can work with here. So I can make a lot of things off of what I've collected just by leaving this for a couple of days. So, great method, and it is potentially really great, especially if you love animals. It'll be fun. Now we're on to our fourth method. So our fourth method, this one takes a little bit more time, but once it's set up, it kind of does its own thing. So this is having orchards or tapping trees. Now, orchards, you can basically start buying from Pierre different tree seeds that will produce different things, from pomegranates to apples, oranges, all that kind of stuff over the course of different seasons. Each one, every 2 seeds is seasonal. So apples and pomegranates are during the fall, and I don't remember what everything else is. But it does take an entire season for them to grow. So this is an example of something that you would buy during one of your seasons, and it would be prepping for next year. So this is a year 2 kind of money maker that you can get. Now, every one of these trees produces a fruit every single day, so you will always have access to it. Then you can use it and process it either by turning it into a jam or turning it into a wine, which, once again, I highly recommend. Always process as many of your fruits and vegetables that you get on your farm as you can, because that earns the most money for it, and it also makes for better gifts. The other thing you can do is start tapping trees. Now, each tree you tap, there are 3 types of trees you can tap. You can get maple syrup, you can get pine tar, and you can get oak resin. Now, each of those will also be useful for selling, and also useful for crafting more things. These are something that functions every year. Now, you can only get the orchard plants for spring, summer, and fall. However, any tree you tap that is an oak, pine, or maple tree will be able to be grabbed from every single season. It takes time, so this one isn't going to earn you a ton of money, but it is still a money method and a way to run a farm that's a little bit unique, other than just planting corn and wheat and things like that. Okay, finally we are on to our last method of earning money. Now, there's a couple other ways as well, and I've got something lovely to show here, and this is perpetual or passive things. Now, the orchards and the various trees would also fall under passive, but these are separate constructions that you can make that allow you to collect a whole bunch of stuff. Now, the wild honey is a great one. It's worth a fair bit of money, and it produces fairly quickly. It does not produce during the winter, however. There are other passive ones that you can use as well. If you have these coils here, these actually protect your farm from lightning, which will protect your growth in your plants, which is good to have. In addition, they will charge up and produce batteries. It's not super reliable. It depends on the weather conditions of how often you're going to get from that, but it is something you can use for crafting and something to sell. In addition, there's the crystal arms. These things are hard to get. They only really show up at the end of a season, or they only really show up later game, because you require iridium to craft them. Now, if you can get some early iridium because of being lucky in the mine or anything like that, you can get the crystallariums. These, if you put a gem in them, will eventually grow duplicates of it. As you can see right now, I've got mine growing diamonds. It takes a while, especially at diamonds, to grow them, but obviously that's a nice little surprise every once in a while when you go and check your farm and look at that, you've got a whole bunch of diamonds sitting in your farm ready to go, and you just go pop in, sell those, and you can make a decent amount of money. So let's go take a look at our day. We've done a little bit of all the things. I didn't do any smelting, so of anything go off there. But we're going to have an early night, and we're going to take a look at what we earned. So just with what we did today, without really doing a whole heck of a lot, and without processing any of the other stuff that we had sitting in droves in our farm, we earned almost 8,000 gold. Most of it was right here. Those diamonds are worth 750 gold. So if you get some crystal arms going, this is some great money that you don't have to do anything to get. Maple syrup is 200 gold per. Once again, you don't really have to do much once you tap that. And then finally over here, that wild honey is 100 gold per. And if you make enough farms, you look at how much corn we got. And the thing is, we're going to keep getting corn all through those seasons. Hopefully you guys enjoyed checking this out and check out all these neat ways to make money. I can do some more focused breakdowns if you guys are interested. Let me know in the comments below, and I'll show you some of the different plants and different stuff that you can do to make a bit more money in Stardew Valley. Plus, there's a whole lot more to the game, obviously. So hopefully you guys enjoyed checking this out. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Give me a like if you like this one. Check out some of my other videos. I do movie reviews, and I'm trying to get some more game-related videos as well up again. And have fun, keep gaming, and I'll see you guys again next time.